She told the world she was a grieving wife, a victim, a woman whose husband had been brutally shot in the middle of the night, while their children slept just a few rooms away. But what no one saw coming, what took detectives years to uncover, was that this woman, behind her tears and Snapchat filters, was hiding a deadly secret, and it was all about to come crashing down. Welcome back to Midsummer Myths. Today, we unravel the jaw-dropping case of a small-town wife, her young lover, and a Snapchat trail that exposed it all. This is the true story of betrayal, manipulation, and a murder planned right from the barbershop chair. Let's dive in. It was just after 4:30 a.m. in a quiet, farmland town in Iowa. The streets were silent. Most people were still asleep except for one woman. The 911 dispatcher picked up a call from a woman so hysterical, her words barely made sense. "Somebody's in my house. My husband. Blood everywhere. My kids are upstairs. Lock the doors." When deputies arrived just minutes later, they found a horrifying scene. In a recliner chair sat 42-year-old Ryan Cooper, who'd been shot twice in the face. He wasn't breathing. Blood soaked the floor around him. Standing nearby was his wife, sobbing uncontrollably. Her name, Karina. She claimed to have been asleep with their 3 kids when a loud bang woke her. She swore she thought something had fallen in the bathroom, but when she turned on the lights in the living room, she found Ryan unresponsive. She didn't call 911 right away. Instead, she called Ryan's brother, a firefighter who lived nearby. Only after he arrived did she place the emergency call, and yet, something already felt ... off. To outsiders, Ryan and Karina looked like a wholesome, hard-working farm family. Ryan was a third-generation farmer. Long days, early mornings, and a dedication to the land ran in his blood. Karina ran a small salon business out of a building on their property. They had 3 kids together, seemed happy, took vacations, smiled for family photos, but behind closed doors, things weren't so perfect. According to friends, when Karina drank, she became cruel, verbally tearing into Ryan, often in public. One of her favorite insults, that she wished he was dead. Still, there was no history of physical abuse, no police reports, just quiet resentment, and as it would turn out, someone else waiting in the wings. A young man named Hugh. He was over 20 years younger than Karina, a client at her salon, a single dad, and soon, according to police, the new man she wanted to raise her kids with. What started as innocent haircuts slowly turned into flirtation, then a full-blown affair. But instead of ending her marriage, Karina began fantasizing about something much darker. Police were suspicious. There were no signs of forced entry. The family dog, a protective Rottweiler, never barked once that night. Ryan had been shot at close range while asleep, and oddly, only one shell casing was recovered, left behind in the chaos. Then, investigators seized Karina's phone. Despite Snapchat's reputation for disappearing messages, digital forensic experts knew better. What they uncovered was chilling: deleted texts, photos, voice memos. Karina and Houston had been messaging constantly. In one disturbing exchange, Karina referred to Ryan as the sperm donor and called Houston daddy to her kids. She told him the boys needed a real father, one who worked out, one who didn't snore in a recliner. And then there were the fantasies. Messages about rogue semi-trucks wiping Ryan out. Notes about Father's Day plans, as if Houston had already taken Ryan's place. And even worse, in the early hours of the murder, while claiming to be asleep, Karina was texting Houston one message: "Phone's going down. Send me something after you leave. Wait for me to open it. Deal." It was all part of their alibi plan, faking proof he was somewhere else, but they messed up. Houston had forgotten one of the shell casings, and Karina, she'd deleted her Snapchat remotely after her phone was in police custody. Why go to such lengths unless you had something to hide? The case went cold for a while. Then, in late 2023, a breakthrough. A former co-worker of Houston's came forward. Months earlier, Houston had handed him 3 rifles for safekeeping. Why? Because he had a new girlfriend who ran a daycare. Firearms were a no-go. One of those rifles was a .22 caliber Ruger. Police tested it, and though the bullets found inside Ryan's body were too damaged to match, the casing left at the scene, a perfect match. Meanwhile, Karina had blown through the $500,000 life insurance payout she received from Ryan's death. She'd opened a failed businesses, launched a boutique, even tried an embroidery shop, all using the money from her husband's grave. But justice was closing in. In February 2024, Karina was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. 2 months later, Houston joined her behind bars. Karina's trial began in July 2025. She cried, she begged, she gave Oscar-worthy performances on the stand. She said Houston had manipulated her, that she was just playing online fantasy games. She compared their affair to playing Grand Theft Auto. It wasn't real, it was like role-playing. I never wanted Ryan dead, but jurors didn't buy it. They saw the lies. The phone data. They erased messages. The dog that never barked. The casing left behind. The life insurance check. And the lover already planning Father's Day. After just 3.5 hours of deliberation, they returned with their verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder. Karina Cooper now faces life in prison without parole. Her sentencing is scheduled for September. As for Houston, his trial begins soon. He now claims he was with his parents that night, a brand new alibi, 2 years too late. Whether he walks free or not, one thing is certain. Karina's Snapchat story wasn't just a fantasy, it was a confession. And in the end, it cost 2 people their futures, and 1 man his life. What do you think? Did Karina pull the trigger, or was she manipulated by a younger man obsessed with replacing her husband? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more real stories of betrayal, crime, and justice gone wrong, subscribe now to Midsummer Myths. Your next jaw-dropping story is already loading.